Hey y'all, me again, as it will probably always be. I can barely hold my camera today. I've been working out pretty hard, and my arms. I've got T-Rex arms at this point, so my T-Rex arms. I'm trying to turn them into like Hulk Hogan arms. So we'll see how that goes. But I can barely hold this camera. I'm like, I tried to put my contacts in this morning. I was like, oh, why? Anyway, I'm kind of digressing. I kind of want to talk today. Today's Sunday, and went to church, second week in a row. Uh, for a long time, I kind of got into this whole, um, I don't need to go to church, and that's true in concept. You don't need to go to church. It's about your relationship with God and Jesus, and your walk and how you treat people, and all that stuff. But I think we need to be careful in a way. Don't get me wrong now. For a long time, I woke up on Sundays and I watch a little sermon on YouTube and read my Bible or something, and give God a little time and stuff. But going to church does have some advantages. And I've experienced a lot of things, and I've actually heard a lot of friends and stuff say things like, well, I don't go to church because church is full of hypocrites and corruption, and they take my money and go. The preacher goes and buys a new car and all that, and that's true. That's absolutely true. It really is. I've gotten frustrated with the same kind of thing, but in essence, you're going to church for you, not really for those other people. I mean, um, everybody knows that sometimes church has some of the worst people, and it sucks to say that. I'm not judging those people, but it's just true. They get in there on. I mean, I've seen that. We've all seen that. I remember growing up as a kid. I'd see some of these adults in church, and they'd be all like, "Oh, oh, praise Jesus, and I love everyone. Oh, hello, welcome. Oh, hello, love you, love you." And then I'd see them on like Tuesday, like, "Oh, F you, you piece of crap." Or they'd be like, "Yeah, I'll sell you this washer. It's great quality. It's $5,000." Be like, "Well, wait a minute, that's a used washer, man." He'd be like, "Uh-huh, that's right." Would I lie? I was in church on Sunday. So I mean, trust me, I get it, people. But I kind of had forgotten that when you go to church and you're going for you, and you're not going because it's a certain church or because certain people were there and stuff like that, you do get stuff out of it, and it really feels good. Not to mention, I believe that part of the reason we should go to church is for fellowship. Even though the last few Sundays that I've gone, I haven't really fellowshipped with anybody. I've just kind of sat there by myself, listened, did a little praising, and been on my way, and it's been great. Great lessons and all kinds of stuff. In fact, last week when I went, I kind of felt like, and I know a lot of people say this, so I feel cliche saying it, but I kind of felt like the preacher was talking to me, which that happens a lot. But which is probably easy in my case, because everything he hits on, I'm probably in that category. But anyway, I think we have to be careful in today's society not to get too into this, I guess you'd say, new age thinking. Maybe it's not new age. I don't know. They could have been in the 1700s, all like, I'm not going to church because there's hypocrites there. I'm going to drink this potion that I made. Did they make potions back then? I don't know. I want to think they did, medieval times and stuff. But I'm going to eat this turkey leg that I've roasted. Well, I guess they could do that. Anyway, I'm jumping all around. But again, I think we need to be careful to not let certain things push us away. Ethel, the lady that's mean to everybody in town, but then on Sunday is in there praising Jesus. Don't let her push you away from church. Let her be there. And one thing that the preacher said at the church I went to this morning is consider the source. And my mom's always said that. Because a lot of times I'll get, again, frustrated with people, and I've always struggled with, all my life, just like any of us. I mean, we've all been picked on. We've all had people that mess with us, and I hate to say the whole thing that caught on board a few years ago, like bullying. We've been bullied. It's like everybody's been bullied. It sucks, but let's not be, too foolish about this, okay? Like, I mean, let's get real, people. I know for a while there it was getting a little overboard. People were just like, I've been bullied, and so I need $80 million, and we need to outlaw people that are bullies. It's like, no, you need to tell the bully to leave you alone, or you're going to punch him in the face. You love them. you don't want to do that, but if they keep on, you're going to teach them a lesson. And I guess I shouldn't be saying that because you don't want to be violent, but I mean, it gets to that point. I had a bully, and good Lord, all the way from, I want to say, middle school until high school, and he was terrible. He used to mess with everybody. He was obviously a horribly unhappy guy. And he would like, and a lot of my friends from Clinton, I could say his name, and they'd be like, "Yep, I know who you're talking about." And I'll just say JG. That's his initials. But anyway, he used to, from, like I said, I want to say it was before middle school. I want to say it was like grade school all the way to high school. He would mess with me. And one of the worst times was that my mom dropped me off at a movie theater on like a Saturday, and I don't know what it was, but that particular day when she dropped me off, she was all like, "Now don't get into a fight or the police will come and get you." And I was just like, "Oh, well, I never get in fights anyway. Like, why would she say that?" And sure enough, that was the day that he was at the movie theater and he was pushing me around. And so I remember like all these kids were watching. He like pushed me up against a poster and like grabbed my neck and was all like, "Don't you say anything to me." And I was all froze. I was just like, I wanna kick him in the nuts, but the police will kill me. I can't do this. And so, past that time, he thought, "Oh, this guy's just a big chicken. I can keep picking on him." So once we got into high school, he tried to continue that. And I had this little phase in high school where I was wearing like these military combat boots. And I'll never forget, it was like freshman year, I want to say. And he was in my math class. And I went to sit down, and he came in and pushed my book bag onto the floor and like pushed me into my desk and was like, "What's up, punk?" And sat down in front of me. And I promise y'all, I reared back and kicked that guy in his kidneys as hard as I could possibly kick. I mean, this kid, like the whole row of desks went forward, it's like, "Bang!" And he was all like, "Ah!" And I just sat there and I was like, "You mess with me again, it's going to get worse." And I just stared at him. He never messed with me again. Never, ever again. Now, I didn't want to do that, but after years and years and years, I had to put him in his place. And I guess it taught him a lesson. So, I don't know. But why I said all that is because I've had to work on over the years when I try to be so good to people. I know I mess up just like anybody else does. But I try to be so nice, so loving, so forgiving, so good that when somebody treats me wrong or does me wrong, it like brings up this rage inside of me. And I'm just like, "I will teach them to be nice to me. You don't cross me and I'll teach you why." And that's not right. And so I've had to work on that for years. And I think maybe now, if I'll get back to my original point, it's, go to church for you because it does help you. Don't worry about the people in there that may be fake. They may be hypocrites, all that kind of stuff, because the way I see it, that's just another tactic to push people away from church. The devil loves that kind of stuff. I've heard non-Christians all the time say stuff like, "I don't go to church because there's nothing but hypocrites in there." And it's like, well, I get you, but don't let them keep you from